let's
Ah!
let's not make any high pitched screams or.
My God, look at that Chinese giant salamander.
I often do.
red kangaroo that looks just completely ripped.
What are you looking at, dude?
Thing looks like Hulk Hogan or something.
Well, I'll just put this out there. Don't you
Well, why
dare
has he
say
crushed
anything
a can
disparaging
there?
about Hulk Hogan. I think we're live.
The kangaroo's even crushed a can, a bucket,
my
isn't he?
God, look at it. Hey, if you ran into that thing, you would lose your mind with terror.
Did you see that? Did you see that video of that Australian guy punching a kangaroo?
Is that a euphemism?
No, wait.
Hold on, wait.
He
And we're live.
He actually did punch a kangaroo.
Oh.
Oh, there's
Gotta
a
get
right
punch
there.
me kangaroo. I'll see you guys later.
Really punching a kangaroo, if you know what I mean.
Okay, here, look, I'm gonna find it for you.
Gotta go give me kangaroo a flogging. I'll see you guys later. Hey, Leander froze for some reason. I don't know what's going on.
Here it is.
What?
That's the first thing that comes up if you search for punch kangaroo. It's pretty funny. The kangaroo was messing with his dog. They went over and bopped him.
You know what? I think I saw this story.
Why is it?
This is a video though. I
Nothing's
can't show it.
working.
These are all videos. Hey, Leander. Hey everyone. Shout out to Adam Broussard. Yeah. Shout out to Daniel Alvarez. Firm handshakes to all you guys. Reese Grundy's here. Hey yo. And give us a sec here. We're having a little technical issue. Lewis, you still there?
Yeah. I can't take my eyes off this guy approaching the kangaroo. Oh my God. They're squaring off. Oh.
I don't think I can show the video without us getting booted from YouTube, so we're not going to be able. For some reason, Leander and Lewis are watching videos of a guy punching out a kangaroo.
Wow,
dude, those are vicious creatures too. Like, don't they sit back on their tails and they can like lash out at you with like their feet, which are sharp as talons,
it can eviscerate you.
God, it's like a raptor, man. That's scary. Hey, Leander, I'm gonna boot you from the chat. Actually, you know what? I take that back. Turn video off and then turn it back on. Let's see if that fixes it.
Okay, hold on. I gotta quit a couple of applications.
Ronald Wales says, "Loving the stream." Yeah. Oh man. I bet you are, Ronald. This is the high quality content that people have come to expect. We actually have a lot of great Apple stories to talk about.
Did that work?
Yeah, fixed it. There he is.
Back online.
We're back. At least I.
Nothing can keep you down.
This is for the fans. Give them what they want.
That's not nearly as loud as I like it. Can you try to crank up the volume?
Oh my God.
That's what they came for. All right. Well, are you guys done watching kangaroo human fighting videos, Lewis? Is there a picture of this that I can at least show? Because it's all video. Let's see here. I'm just gonna
screenshot it.
Okay, here we go. Oh wait, this is 2016. When did this happen?
Who knows?
2016.
2016? No, it wasn't 2016. Let's see here. Did you post a video? No, you didn't. Did you post a
Here's
picture?
a screenshot.
What is all this? Are you posting this in the No, that's a video. Oh, Viral Hog. Can we show this? Should we? Oh no, this is on YouTube. Dare we show this?
Really? You can't even show.
I don't know. Here, I'm gonna Oh, this is from 2016. Yeah, this is from a long time ago.
Nothing new.
Okay, I don't think that matters. Let's see if I can queue it up till we can actually see this guy. Okay, hold on. Let's see what happens. Let's take a little risk. Let's live a little. Let's go into browser mode. This is what we were looking at earlier before. We are going to start the Apple podcast here in a second, but this is the part of the show that the listeners and readers and watchers demand. So he's driving up, and he sees something he doesn't like, I think.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
He just runs right out. Okay.
Yeah. Look at that thing. It's got a hold of his dog.
Dude, he's got him in a freaking headlock. Look at that.
I know. He's gonna rip the dog's head off.
Dude, look at that. Look at that thing, dude. He's ready to box. Look at that kangaroo. He's pissed. Dude, look how muscular that thing is.
I would turn
I'm
my
outta
back
here,
on it,
mate.
that's for sure. It didn't look like it was going to run. Finally did.
Oh my god.
A kangaroo's literally going like, "Is that all you got, mate?"
Dude, look at him. He's got that dog in a headlock. What is he doing? Oh, he's like, "Oh, you wanna box, do you?" Oh,
Give me, I'll give you a little
he's
bit
like
of that.
he's like bouncing back and forth on his feet just like a boxer does. Look at him. He's like, "Take your best shot." Ow!
Oh my God! What a
Oh my
what a
goodness.
start to the
Yeah.
Apple podcast.
That was the laugh that we needed. Well,
Now I'm really sweating.
we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up there. Thanks for tuning in. Alrighty, we're getting ready to start here. Shout out to Mia. Thank you. You like this Jurassic Park shirt? The best part of this shirt is I've been wearing it for so long that it's starting to come apart right here. And I was gonna throw it out, but instead I think I might just rip the sleeves off and do the show with no sleeves. How do you guys feel about that? Chase McClain is here. All right,
Don't
let's
forget to tweet.
Oh, you want to tweet?
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm gonna hit you in the face with this tweet like a kangaroo. Like
Give it your best shot.
Oh god, that video was so funny. How have I never seen that before? Okay, let's send out this tweet, Lewis. Oh shoot, yeah, we didn't send out the tweet. We're live, and let's cue up Mrs. D, and let's get this show going because we got a lot of stuff to talk about here today. Here we go. Oh wait, that's not the right one. I love a good kangaroo fight. Me too, Mrs. D, but we got to move on. We got to talk about the Apple news because we're hemorrhaging viewers. They want to see us get to the news. So, honestly, the show might be more popular, Lewis, if we just do stuff like that every day and then maybe work in some Apple news. That that might be the way to go. All right, Mrs. D, are you ready to go? I surely am. My face is feeling refreshed, and I'm ready to go. Okay, so am I. Let's cue up the music and oh shoot, hold on a sec. I gotta figure out. Hold on a sec. We might need to do. We might need to do a Cult of Mac store promo here, Lewis. Are you?
Oh,
are
so
you?
much advance notice.
Yeah. What's the date today? 7/22.
I'm so ready.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Good.
ready.
We will need to do one of those. So get one of those queued up and oh, let me do this and then here we go. Hello and welcome to CultCast, the best 30+ minute Apple conversation you're gonna hear all week long. I'm your host, Airphone Elijah. Join me today. His dislikes include misspellings, grammar mistakes, and when Gargamel's cat tries to eat his village. He's the managing editor of Cult of Mac. Lewis Wallace is here.
I don't care about the village, actually.
I don't believe you. Also joining us, he holds the Guinness World Record as the only man to hold a perfect 100% blood alcohol content score. And he kept it there for a solid 5 minutes. Took a lot of training to lock that record down. He's the founder of Cult of Mac. Oh, Leander Caney is here.
Hello.
How's it going, Leander?
Good.
Good. All right, well, should we get back to the kangaroo videos? You guys want to talk some Apple news? Oh my gosh, that was hilarious. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this week. Let's see here. Excuse me. We just have a full show full of hardware news that we're going to talk about. So it looks like we may have an actual launch date for iPhone 13. We also have we're going to put all the pieces of the puzzle together for you. It was like this, right? We're going to make it like this. So you're basically going to know exactly what to expect for iPhone 13. And so we'll run through that. We also have some information on the next iPad mini. Does anyone care about the iPad mini? I doubt it. But look, we're an Apple show. We're going to talk about it.
Oh, wow.
I do. I like it.
I do too. And my wife's iPad mini, she's had it forever. And she wants another one. And I was like, I'll just give you, my iPad and I'll get like the next version. She's like, I don't want that one. I want the iPad mini. So I was like, okay. Because it's like small enough for her. It's like a giant iPhone that she can type on, and she doesn't want to have a normal
it's
iPhone.
great. It's a really great size.
Yeah, exactly. iPhone Max. So that's the one that she wants, and we've got a bunch of changes coming to the iPad Mini. So if you're interested in that iPad, then you might be excited to hear this news. Also, we got some more information on MacBook Pro. This is coming straight from the kangaroo's mouth, Mark Gurman, so you know it's legit. And then I thought we could follow up on a story we did a while ago on the Apple Watch. We talked about some technology that may be coming to the Apple Watch, some health technology that might be coming via a partnership that Apple has with this company called Rockley Photonics. And it's supposed to include like all sorts of wild health tech. Well, the company Rockley just released a non-Apple Watch version of this technology that does what we heard might be coming to the Apple Watch. Dude, it is crazy. If this stuff ends up in the Apple Watch, it really will be, like, you always hear how excited Tim Cook is about it. It really will be one of the most important tech devices of our time. It would radically change, I think, the landscape of healthcare and help people to understand where they are, health-wise. I mean, it's really crazy. So we'll talk about that. Before we dive in, I'm going to send it over to Lewis Wallace to talk about the Cultimax store. Lewis.
Right off the bat, huh? Yeah.
Well, yeah,
okay,
might as well crank one out, punch on the old the old kangaroo, as they say, right from the start.
Punch your ticket. Yeah, so if you go there, store.cultimac.com, you'll see all the stuff we got to sell there. We got tons of AirTag accessories, which we always talk about. We got the wonderful roundup of accessories under $30, which is perfect if you're looking for a gift or something.
Yeah.
But we've also got this new section, MagSafe accessories.
Oh.
Tons of things. I don't know. There's dozens of things we got in there. We got cases.
Yeah.
The MagSkin case for the iPhone. We've got a bunch of different car mounts, which that seems like honestly, I can't believe I haven't bought one of these yet, because I always have my phone plugged into the CarPlay, right? And it's so big. The iPhone 12 Pro Max is so big, and I like, it won't even fit in the little thing underneath my dashboard, right? So I just have it sitting on the seat, and inevitably it's flying around, and it's amazing it's not broken yet, but they are kind of indestructible. Anyway, we've got a variety of styles. One's a slide on the vent, one that you use adhesive to mount with. We've also got straight up chargers and charging like stations or whatever, things that kind of hold the little puck in place, things like that. All kinds of different things in there. So if you got one of the MagSafe chargers, this is a great way to like make it a little bit more useful or attractive or whatever.
Absolutely. Okay, so store.cultimac.com, store.cultimac.com. It's a
what's the promo code again? I think it's CultCast.
CultCast. It saves you 90% off, right? Oh wait, no, I have that backwards. Now you got to update the discount code to be 90%.
The other one.
It's actually 10%, 10% off, and a ton of great products in here. We only sell stuff that we like, so high quality stuff. It's not the back alley Shanghai garbage that you find on Amazon. This is like reputable, nice quality stuff that we actually like and may have even reviewed at a certain point. So store.cultimac.com, store.cultimac.com. Yes, Lewis.
I wonder if we can put that on there. This is not Shanghai garbage.
Back alley Shanghai.
Back alley Shanghai garbage. Yeah.
That's like 90% of
motto.
what is on Amazon. Have you noticed that? Like whenever you go to Amazon, it's just a bunch of people prospecting, trying to sell stuff from Alibaba, and it's just garbage. And they're all just selling the exact same stuff, and they all brand it differently. And it always has like weird brand names that you've never heard of. It's like Blue Glue or Wiggly Floop, and you're like, I've never heard of the Wiggly Floop, but it's got 995, 4.5-star ratings. Then you get it, and it's like it's a complete piece of garbage, and you're kind of confused as to why. You know what I mean?
I can admit I made that mistake myself this week.
Uh-oh.
I was ordering a bunch of stuff from Amazon, and I saw this I hate to say this, it's like a Juke knockoff, and I'm like, it's $20. All right.
Was it like GG UK?
And it's red, right? And red metal. I'm like, oh, you know what? That looks pretty cool. I'll just give it a shot. I get it. It doesn't match the watch at all. It looks like, I took it out. I'm going to put it back in the box and drop it back in the mail. Very disappointing.
It's happened to me too. I mean, I've ordered like iPhone cases, and they look so nice in the pictures and stuff, and then you get it, and it's just a chintzy piece of metal. Like, this literally happened to me. I was looking at bumper cases, trying to figure out if bumper cases were still a thing, And there was this metal one that looked really beautiful, and the pictures made it look so high quality. And then I got it. It was literally like a cheap piece of metal. And on the inside, it had like foam tape so that when you pressed it against your iPhone, it didn't scratch it, because otherwise it'd just be like metal on metal contact, you know? And it cost probably $13 or $14. And of course, then you got to return it. You know, it's utter garbage. Anyway, that's the stuff that you won't find at store.cultamac.com. Store.cultamac.com. Okay, sending it back to Lewis for our first story, iPhone 13 event rumored for September 14th. It is literally right around the corner, Lewis. Uh-oh.
Yes, it is. It is.
Go ahead. No,
Is
sorry.
It?
That was
It's 2 months away. It's almost.
That's not right around the corner. It's 2 months
What are you
away.
talking about? If you're in the market for an iPhone, it's literally right around the corner. You should not buy anything until
It's probably
Next
not the
week is
time to
right
buy
around
an
the
iPhone
corner.
12. That's true.
Oh, it depends. It depends on how far you want to see around the corner. I like to see way around my corner.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a little nugget buried in a note to clients from Wedbush analyst Dan Ives, and he says that Apple is gearing up to produce between 90 million and 100 million iPhone 13 units. I kind of hate that word units, but there it is anyway. That's a 15% increase year over year for the iPhone 12, and I guess they had initial orders that pegged at like 80 million, right? So, so Ives also shed some light on when he thinks the iPhone 13 event will take place. He said it's going to come in the third week of September, and because Apple always has its keynotes on Tuesday, that would peg the date as September 14. So that's the date that he thinks this event's going to happen, right? Not exactly going out on a giant limb here, but that seems like it makes the most sense. That would be the day we'll actually get to see what's new in it. And he also gave some information on what he thinks is coming in it. He says that it's going to have a 1 terabyte storage option, which is double what the Max is now. And, that's it's. I guess Apple stock shot up, a couple of percentage points after this, right? Because it's like, it's
baby,
like
let's take a
all
look.
anybody ever can think about it. Like, it's like, sell more iPhones, sell more iPhones. It's the market is just crazy for it, right? I gotta say though, I wonder how many people bought an iPhone 12 Pro Max last year just because it was COVID, right? You're like, maybe you got some extra money. You're not going out. You're not spending all your money on, fun. You're sitting in your house. You got a stimulus check. You're working remotely. You're not commuting. I mean, I would have got one anyway, but I got the Pro Max specifically because I'm like, what the hell? I got all this money,
just drowning
Mr.
in it.
Moneybags.
It's just everywhere. You're tripping over the bags.
Like, I got to get rid of some of this money.
That's why Lewis has the background blurred. If you could see all that stuff back there, it's just bags of money, and he wants to
like
keep it.
Schmoll's,
it's actually it's a fire hazard.
It's literally a fire hazard. Yeah.
I mean, they sold a lot of those last year, right? And so this guy's saying even more. I mean, we'll see. I hope he's right. It sounds kind of
100
like the phone
million is a crazy number.
Yeah,
and that's for the initial orders. So that's like just to get them through the holiday season, isn't it?
Right.
The question is, do I sell my Apple stock now, or do I wait to see what happens? I was thinking about selling and then holding for a little while, but I'm not quite sure what to do because it's just been going bonkers. And I'm like, how long can it keep going up? It's been going up for a month straight, and it's making me nervous. I'm like, how long can it last? Like, should I sell now and wait for it to drop back down because it's been going up so much?
If you sell it, what are you going to buy instead? Like some meme stocks, Dogecoin?
Probably dumping into Doge. People are down on Doge. I think Doge is going to $1, man. I think we're still on our way. The whole cryptocurrency market is just really down right now. Bitcoin's down. So if it were just Doge, I'd be panicked, but I think Doge is going to a $1 and beyond, baby. I see $5 in our future. Now, keep in mind, I like to buy high, sell low. So don't take that as trading advice. But
it's a proven strategy.
I'm still very positive on Doge. I think as soon as we see a turnaround in crypto and Bitcoin goes back up, I think Doge is going to be right there with them. Level Remix says Lewis is in a good mood today. Cult of Mac writers must have gotten their stories in on their deadline. Actually, it works the opposite. When they don't get it in on deadline, that's Lewis gets to shock them with their collars, and that actually puts him in a better mood. So it actually works the inverse. Let's talk more about iPhone 13. Let's see here. Whose is this? Oh, this is me. Go me. Okay.
Oh,
All right. I guess I'll do it. So we have some more details on iPhone 13, and I feel like now we pretty much have the full picture. Like, we know exactly what we're going to get. And we talked a little bit about this last week. So Mark Gurman has this new newsletter called Mark Gurman's Power On. And he talked a little bit about Apple stuff, I'm sure, as he often does in the newsletter. And he had something to say about iPhone 13. Quote, Apple has tasked suppliers with building up to 90 million new phones for this fall. That's a 20% increase over the 75 million units Apple planned for the iPhone 12 in 2020. So they're clearly expecting huge increases in orders. Despite only readying mostly minor changes, expect a faster A15 chip, smaller notch, a new display for better battery life, and the potential of an Apple Watch always-on mode and a 120 hertz refresh rate, and upgrades to video recording. Notice he doesn't say anything about the sadly most likely removed under the screen Touch ID module, which John Prosser also said that he's not expecting to show up in the iPhone, which is a major bummer. Do you want to read this? Lewis says, should we turn this into a new segment? Lewis, the way you spelled it here, I feel like we kind of have to. Lewis says,
"Oh man, it's just so hot, isn't it?
Yeah,
man, this is like the kind of production that only a top-notch podcast can pull off.
This is like CNN Don Lemon level production right here.
Oh
so
man,
take it away.
You're
the new Don Lemon.
What a diss! This is basically a roundup all rumors you've been hearing, right? I mean, Gurman does this from time to time. He just like, okay, here's what we know now, and it gets regurgitated by everybody else. Then, so
I was going to say, I saw a bunch of stories today about, hey, here's what we expect with the iPhone 13.
Right. Yeah, and by the way, those numbers sound pretty close to what Ives was talking about, right? Which is total coincidence. I mean,
what are you saying, Lewis? Are you saying that he just subscribed to Mark Gurman's Always On newsletter?
Is that
possible? Power On?
Is that possible?
Cut, paste.
They're not exactly the same numbers, but they're close.
This analyst is getting paid like $150,000 a year, and all he does is just read like blogs and then just regurgitate whatever he reads. That would be funny. So there you go. Always on display, A15, and some other minor changes. 120 hertz refresh rates. I'm just basically regurgitating everything that we just regurgitated. So a lot.
What's the most exciting part?
A lot of smaller upgrades, but I think this part is actually pretty cool. So iPhone 13 Pro to come in new colors, including bronze-like sunset gold. I call this the Buster Heine. It's going to be dark, bronzy, leathery, supple. It's going to look just like Buster Heine, at least from the jean shorts up, because like the part the jean shorts cover is still absolutely white.
Pasty.
Yeah, exactly, pasty. And actually, they said there's going to be a new rose gold, too. So I'm reading from Apple Insider here, so let me just read the story. An apparent supply chain leak is corroborating rumors that Apple's higher-end iPhone 13 models could be offered in new colors like sunset gold, matte black, and pale rose gold. The information was posted on a Korean-language message board leaked by Ranzuk, citing a Chinese supply chain source. The post claims that Apple's iPhone 13 Pro will be offered in 4 colors: black, silver, rose gold, sunset gold. Now the sunset gold is the one that really piques my interest.
Yeah, me too.
So go ahead, Leander.
I'm already going to get that one.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
I'm sold.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Really?
Like just from the description. Yeah. According to the post, the sunset gold color will have a bronze feel, aka the Buster Heine, while the rose gold looks very pale, like Leander Caney. How do they? That's rude that they put that in there. That's really rude. Should send your law team after them. Let's see here. The new color options will likely only apply to the higher-end iPhone 13 Pro models. Currently, the iPhone 12 Pro is offered in graphite, silver, gold, and Pacific blue. Yeah, we know all that, Apple Insider. Jeez, cut me a break here. So there you go. That's the full picture right there. That's might there be a surprise? Maybe. But at this point, I don't feel like we're going to get any surprises. I feel like that's going to kind of be it for iPhone 13. So you know what to expect. You know whether or not you'll want to upgrade. And, of course, we'll get some fill-in-the-blanks on video features and the features that are going to be offered on the phone. But I'm excited. I mean, it's not going to be a huge departure from iPhone 12, but I'm on the iPhone 11 Pro, so I will be excited to move on to something different, especially if yeah, go ahead.
Are you gonna change the size of your phone?
I'm thinking about going max. I really am. And the other thing that I will definitely be excited about is the increase in storage. So we were talking about the storage increase earlier, how we might have that 1 terabyte option. I don't care about the upper end options for storage. I care about the base level storage options. I mean, as I've complained about endlessly on this show, my iPhone 11 Pro only has 64 gigs, which is so embarrassingly bad for a phone that costs $1,000. And I am constantly running into issues where my phone is running out of storage space. It just happens all the time, and I'm just so freaking sick of it. I'm like, fine, TC, I'll spend the money. I'll get the higher or the more storage. Of course, it comes with the base model comes with 128 gigs, so I don't have to spend more for it this time. I might even go for the 256. I don't know, but I definitely need some more storage. And then that bronze color, like depending on what it looks like, we need to see it. But I'm a big fan of bronze, and I'm always complimenting Buster Heine, former former CultCast podcast host. Who, for those of you that don't remember him, and he just doesn't wear a shirt. I don't even think he owns any shirts. He lives in Arizona. And he just walks around with no shirt all the time. And so he lives in the hot weather. He's no shirt, and his skin is just like, it's basically like he looks like a Greek god, but like not an actual Greek god, like a statue of a Greek god, like the ones they make in
like the bronzy one.
Yeah, like the bronzy one. Yeah, exactly. And you don't even know that it's a real person until he moves, and then you're like ah.
You think he's one of those guys all covered in silver, right?
Yeah,
the Fisherman's Wharf.
In fact, I think he does that. He does that, to make money. He just stands down there and doesn't move.
He's standing out there getting a coffee, and people come out and give him money, right? And he's like, oh,
yeah.
Thanks.
It happens to him all the time. He makes several $100s a month of people just giving him money because they think he's a street performer. But he's just dark, and he doesn't like to move a lot. So there you go. There's iPhone.
Well, anyway, I was going to ask you,
Yeah,
but you said you're going to go get the Max. Like, I got a Max, but then I swapped it for a Mini, and I actually like the Mini
better,
much better. And I'm thinking, actually, well, maybe I should just go for because the rumors are they're going to kill the Mini.
Yeah.
Not this year, supposedly.
Ah, okay. So it's going to survive it. Actually, you're right. I saw that.
You guys read that it was going to be produced on iPhone 13?
Yeah, that's all the latest rumors say, that basically exact same size lineup, two regular ones and two Pro ones, the same sizes. Yeah, I'm definitely I'm switching back to the 13 Pro or whatever it is, 12S Pro, whatever they end up calling it. Yeah, this thing is just
regular
too big.
size.
The Max is, it's beautiful, but it's just too big.
It's too big.
And when it's like basically it sticks out of your back of your jeans pocket. It's so tall, It's. I always thought that when you had one, Leander. I remember always. This is the first giant size one I've ever had. I guess I had the 6 Plus. Is that what they called them back then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I every time my wife got the 12 Pro, every time I pick up hers, I'm like, oh, it's so much of a nicer size. It's just
size.
more usable and more pleasant in the hand. It's not like a stretching exercise to hold it.
Right, and you don't sacrifice anything either. You don't really lose anything with a smaller screen, do you? I mean, the big screen doesn't actually bring that much to the party.
Yeah, I mean it's better for like videos, I suppose. Like if I'm watching like a darts video on the thing, it's better. But
well, the way I watch videos,
better.
Like when it's screwed from your face,
you probably, I bet you with that thing, you probably end up using the horizontal mode a lot more than I do.
Actually, I do that, especially with reading and stuff. You're right. That's the one thing I have to do. If I'm reading something that's small, like people put a screenshot into Twitter or something like that, I often have to like turn it into landscape and then stretch it out so that it fills the entire screen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to go for the Pro too, I think, because that's the one thing I miss is the cameras, the better camera. So the Pro, the regular size Pro model, I think is the one I'm going to get.
Yeah.
You might have convinced me not to go Max. It's been such a while since I've done that, and they're so alluring because like the screen is so big, right? And it's like, oh god, that looks like a really beautiful screen, and it is. But the problem is usability. It's just so freaking big. You can never use it one-handed. And actually, one of the things I didn't consider is like now that I'm doing this Amazon business, which is just gonna make me a millionaire. I'm just like, you guys know, it's just crazy. I think I did like $30,000 worth of sales last month. That's a whole nother show. We can talk about that later. But I'm scanning things all the time with my phone now, and the thought of carrying around a larger phone. It would be nice to have the better battery life, but I'm constantly scanning things. I'm like holding a phone, and I constantly need to like grab something with one hand and scan with the other hand, and you can't really maneuver. Like, just check this out. Like, for those of you listening, I've got my phone in my hand, and I'm just like, I'm moving it around like a drummer does with a drumstick. Look at that, Lewis. Are you impressed? Look at that.
Man,
I could probably, if I wanted to, I could probably do like my knuckles, where I could like balance it down and like roll it down my knuckles or something. I have to practice.
It's like Tommy Lee, man.
Yeah,
do
exactly.
Do it.
That's what I was thinking. Although I
So
completely forgot.
now that you're, Amazon bazillionaire, you can go ahead and get 2 phones, right? You can get your
I might.
that way you don't have to worry about it. You get the bronze one and the Pro, and you can get the whatever other color you want.
Yeah. You know what else I'll probably do is get like a belt clip. Do you remember when people used to do that and like wear the thing on their
belt clip?
Yeah.
Oh,
I haven't seen one of those for years. That's right.
That's Airphone Elijah 3.0. That's gonna be the next phase of my life. Is I'm gonna get a pair of Kirkland jeans, and I'm also gonna get a pair of open-toed sandals, and then I'm also gonna get a pair of socks. This is all from Costco, by the way.
Wool
right?
socks. Wool socks?
Probably not wool, but they gotta be white, right? So I'll probably get a pair of like really light blue jeans, white socks, and then maybe like some kind of like athletic open-toed sandals from Costco, right? So that's the look right there. And then you get one of those belt clips where you can like snap it in, and I'm gonna have 2 of them side by side, like the big one and the small one. That's a look that I've never seen before. And so if you have them side by side, people are gonna think that I'm like some kind of like high-powered Nokia executive or
Amazon,
something.
yeah, bazillionaire. Amazing.
I'll just be like, it's gonna be like that Apple commercial where that guy is drawing with both hands at the same time. Do you remember what I'm talking about? You know, like that iconic commercial where he's like writing, and then he's also drawing something at the same time. You guys should
That Picasso?
I don't know. I don't know if it was that. It was like this really iconic Apple ad, and it had this narrator. I don't even remember what he was talking about, but the guy was drawing with one hand and then writing something else with his other hand. He was doing them at the same time, And anyway, that will be me. I'll be like scanning stuff all over the place. Anyway, we have no time for these kinds of tangents because, yeah, what?
I was just going to ask, like, you think that this idea of rolling out these different colors for things every year, do you think that's at some point people are going to be like, I want to upgrade, but I really like the Pacific Blue phone. I don't want to lose it. I mean, I started thinking about that with the Apple Watch. I'm a little bit like I kind of wish I would have got the blue one this year because I like the way that looks, and I'm a little bit afraid they're not going to offer the blue one next year, and be like, well, geez, I should have got one when I had a chance. So I mean, maybe it'll make people buy 2, I guess, but I mean, I could actually see myself going, I'm not that crazy about these colors. I really like the blue. I want to keep the blue. I mean, is that possible?
I mean, yeah, that's a seasonal color, so it's entirely possible that they'll just not release the same color because that seems to be what they always do. So you could always get the old model, Lewis.
I mean, I didn't feel that way about the green one so much, but
yeah, no one did, Lewis. No one did. Okay, let's talk about iPad Mini. I know it's not sexy news, but we're a straight-laced Apple news show. This is all we talk about. And so we got to talk about the iPad Mini because you know what? Honestly, this is one of the better iPads that's made. And I think for most people, this is a great iPad, especially if you have tiny little Alex E. Heath hands. This is like the iPad that he goes to. He can't even lift the normal size iPad. So take it away, Leander.
Yeah, so it's going to get an oversized speed boost from the Apple A15 processor. So the my goodness me. The much anticipated iPad Mini 6. Is it really that much anticipated?
By some.
It's going to get a boost from the Apple A15 processor, according to an unconfirmed report. That should bring the significant performance increase. And the tablet will allegedly have a USB-C port and a smart connector. So previous reports indicated that the dramatic changes coming to this computer. It'll supposedly get a near edge-to-edge screen, dumping the hefty bezels in the current version, which, good riddance. They're completely hideous. That'll make room for an 8.4-inch display, up from the 7.9 inches in the previous models. and the device will supposedly sport a Touch ID center in its power button, and a smaller version of the Apple Pencil will allegedly be made for the tablet. So you get a little mini pencil too.
That'd be nice.
Is that a joke? Is that really for real?
No, that's not. I've heard that. Yeah, I've heard that from other sources as well. Yeah.
I'm kind of disappointed it's going to have a home button, aren't you?
Well,
the Touch ID says. I'm sorry, it's on the power button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's going to be on the one on the top. Okay, got it.
So
not the home button.
Yeah, so it's going to be like the current iPad, right? Or the iPad Air, I should say, where they remove the home button. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it sounds hot. That just sounds amazing. I really think it's going to be great. I used to love the iPad Mini, and I still got one, but it's kind of so slow now that it's kind of unusable. But yeah, getting and how long's it been since it's refreshed? I mean, it's been a long while.
Yeah, that's a good question. I actually don't know, but I think my wife has the current one, and I bought it a while ago. So it's been a long time since they've updated it, which
2019.
Was it 2019?
Oh, so not
March
that
18.
2018, yeah, 2018. That sounds
no,
that's
2019. 2019.
Okay, so she doesn't
March
have
18, 2019.
Okay, so she doesn't have the most current one. Let's not tell her that.
2.5 years.
Shh.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to scratch that from the record. I thought she did, but let's not let her know that. So yeah, I keep buying really high-powered iPads, and what I've just decided is they're just not for me. I there's no reason for me to. And I knew this when I bought the iPad Pro. I was like, I'm not gonna do anything with this that's gonna make it worthwhile. I'm paying for all this power. I'm never gonna use it. It's like buying a Mac Pro to browse the internet and edit photos now and again. It just makes no sense. So for me, either the iPad Air or possibly the iPad Mini. I mean, if they really, all I want is an iPad Mini that has the same level of performance as an iPad Air. That's really all I want. So if they make them close, then this would be the one that I would get. It's just much more manageable. You can hold it in bed much easier, and you can type on it much easier. It's funny. Sorry, for someone in the chat was saying, well, isn't the iPad Mini just like the smaller iPhone? Like, if the smaller iPhone isn't going to do well, then why would the iPad Mini do well? But, and I'm sorry, I forget who said that. I lost you in the chat here. It's not like that because it's a larger screen. So it's like a iPhone, 12 Max. So it's just a little bit bigger. So it doesn't have a smaller screen. It's smaller relative to the iPad, but it's still not a small screen. It's not like the iPhone 12 mini because it still has a huge screen. So I think that a lot of people would really be happy with these. So anyway, there you go. iPad Mini on the way. Complete redesign. USB-C.
How much are they, by the way?
Oh, dude, should we look it up?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I'm gonna guess $399. What say you?
Bingo.
Was it $399?
Nailed it.
God, dude, I'm too good.
The 64 gigabyte option. Wow, that's a lot of storage, isn't it?
Who would ever use that much?
Who would ever? Heavens.
Well, I just looked at my phone. I've got a 128 gigabyte phone, and I've only used 32 gigabytes out of it.
Really?
Sheesh.
After a year, yeah. So.
Huh. I don't know how that's possible. I have a. I swear
don't know how that's possible.
They have like an algorithm that like just creates like large blocks of used space. It's like it's really actually empty, but because when you go to storage, there's always like this big block that just says like data, and you don't even know what's being used in it.
Yeah, right.
So.
Pegasus.
And so I swear it's like a scheme by TC, the genius TC, to just fill up your whole phone relative to how much space you have left, and you never really know what's in there, but you're always on the verge of running out of space. And so the next time you go buy a bigger phone, because how is it possible that I have a 64 gigabyte phone and I'm totally full almost all the time, and then you have the 128? Oh, you've only got 32 gigs used. How does that work? You know what I mean?
Crap.
It's mostly apps too, which is weird.
Yeah, same here. And the other thing that I don't like is, and I wish Apple would address this, there's no easy way to delete the caches of these apps. So if you go into storage, I'm opening up storage right now on my iPhone. Settings. I always forget where it is. Sorry, hold on. Let me look this up. Storage. It's not coming up, but there we go. Yeah, there we go. So you can see that there are apps there that are taking up a lot of space, and there's no way to purge that amount of space that's being used. Here, I'll put it in. Actually, this won't work because my screen's gonna be too bright. So I'm looking at my iPhone apps right now, my iPhone storage, which is under settings and then general, and Patreon is taking 1.29 gigs. Why is Patreon taking up like over a gig of space? I have no idea.
That's where it's storing all your money.
Yeah, right. Oh, is that where it is? Great. I've been looking for it. I finally.
Just don't delete it.
And then there's just a bunch of other apps. My banking app is taking up 536 megabytes. So there's just a lot of space that's being occupied from these apps that could be purged. And unfortunately, there's no way to purge the cache. The only way to get these apps to slim down is to delete the app and then reinstall them.
Well, have you tried doing that offload, unused apps?
That doesn't.
I hate that.
I hate that too. Honestly, I think it's a terrible feature. So, like, if you offload unused apps, it will constantly go through and offload apps that it thinks that you're not going to use, and then you'll go to use it, and it will be gone. And then every time you go back to use an app that you may only use occasionally, it's gone. You have to download it again. So finally, I was like, dude, I can't handle this anymore. This is going to make me go postal. Remember that term?
I just can't take it.
So I turned it off because every time I go in there, I'm like, all my apps are always gone. All my apps.
Well, this is what we were talking about earlier, wasn't it, with our spouses? Disappearing stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's a TC's version. So what I would love to see for storage management is a way to automatically purge all of the cache for all these different apps so that you can recover that space. And then the other thing that they should add, and this would be a big one, is right now you have two options when it comes to photos on your phone or your Mac or whatever. You can either download full-size photos or you can turn on optimize, right? And then it will balance out how much storage it uses. But why there should be an extra option for optimize that says, hey, only use up to X amount of space that you define, no more. And then everything else gets stored in the cloud. That way, if you have, a terabyte on your Mac, Photos doesn't say, oh, a terabyte? I'm going to go ahead and just fill up 600 gigs with storage space. And then when you're video editing, all of a sudden you keep running out of space because Photos is taking up 600 gigs of space. It would make much more sense if you're like, I never want Photos to take up more than 5 gigs or 10 gigs or 50 gigs or whatever. And that way your empty space remained empty because you know that you're going to be using it. I want to have some options here. You know what I'm saying?
You're just a guy who needs options.
I'm just a guy who needs some options. Thank you for summing that up, Lewis. Leander looks confused. He's blinking a lot.
I was looking at I was looking at iMazing. You remember our friends from
Yeah, of course.
That's exactly what I was doing, Leander. Looking at iMazing to see if they offered the capability to delete cache. I'm not kidding. That is exactly what I had on my screen.
Well, there you go. And of course, I can't find it. It's not really clear, is it, whether it does do that or not?
Yeah, I think it looked like it was saying it gives you a capability of like mass deleting a bunch of apps, rather than doing them all at once. But it didn't like the search for does it let you purge cache did not turn up a thing saying yes, it does.
And you know why I think Apple doesn't do it? You know why?
Because they like to sell those higher.
Because they want you to buy it. Now I realize this is conspiracy, but I think it might be true. There's the aroma of truth. It's like iCloud storage, right? They're only giving people 5 gigs for free storage. That's crazy. I mean, you can fill up 5 gigs without even knowing it, and many people do. Like my mom, she'll contact me. She was constantly contacting me. My iPhone's telling me it's out of storage because people don't even know what it means. And now your iPhone's nagging you constantly, telling you that you're out of storage, you're out of storage, you're out of storage. And so she had to, she was thinking about buying some. I just added her to my family plan because I have 2 terabytes of storage. But even 2 terabytes for $10 a month, even that feels kind of low. And then 200 gigs for 5 or 4 and 50 gigs for 1. I just feel like they need to double all of their storage options at this point. Like if you're paying Apple $10 a month, they should give you, 2 or 3 terabytes or 4 terabytes. Something that you're really not going to run out of because everyone's taking so much photos and videos. Anyway, let's see here. Where are we? Okay, we talked about MacBook Pro Mini. And by MacBook Pro Mini, I mean the mini iPad. Oh, right. Okay, good. Lewis, are you ready?
Oh my God. Yeah.
I finally triangulated where we were, and this is going back to you. This is a very important story. Okay, don't screw it up.
Scrolling. MacBook Pro with mini LED display may be coming between September and November. That's the window
Finally,
that is laid out by Mark Gurman, once again, saying that that's when he thinks it's going to come out. He says these new MacBooks are supposed to launch earlier in the year, but complications around the new mini LED display have held up production. New mini LED display, which is what Apple calls the Liquid Retina XDR, is already available in the new 12.9-inch M1 iPad Pro. And it's a panel that uses 10,000 mini LEDs, gives it much greater control of localized backlighting, allows higher brightness, deeper blacks, combination. It boosts the contrast ratio and also uses less power, which is awesome. So it sounds like it'll be great. Hope it happens. I also hope it doesn't slow the computer down even longer. I mean, that's in the mini LED screen what slowed down the 12.9-inch iPad Pro this year.
This is part of the Lewis Says segment, I believe.
No,
now, when you say slow it down, you mean
says.
delay production is what you mean.
Right, slowed it down. I mean, for crying out loud, my wife ordered a 12.9-inch iPad Pro, got up at 5 in the morning, day of that they went on sale, right? Ordered it immediately, boom. Yeah, you're thinking it'll ship the date, the launch date, right? It got here like, a week or two ago. It was over a month late.
Well, Gurman said that the mini LED was supposed to launch earlier, or the MacBook Pro was supposed to launch earlier, but the mini LED display is what delayed it, according to him. So you're right, yeah. But now it seems like they will have solved the problem, whatever it was.
Yeah, maybe.
And so when you order it, you might actually get the thing.
Yeah,
Fingers
well,
crossed.
I mean, that's supposedly why they didn't have it on the smaller iPad Pro too, right? They just can't make enough of these things fast enough. Maybe that won't be that big of a deal with the MacBook Pro. I mean, I don't know how many of those they sell compared to, for instance, iPad Pro, but.
If you think this is like, related to the chip shortage, it's like rather than a technical issue, it's a production issue. They don't have enough workers, they don't have enough supplies.
They got too much COVID.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
definitely COVID related because they cranked down all the, the production over the last year. Now they're trying to ramp it back up again.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll be completely fixed. Yeah, I don't know.
How is that new iPad?
Well, I can't get her away from her. She loves it. She's like, oh my God, it's so much better. And it really, I mean, it is quite nice. But she uses it constantly.
She won't even talk to Lewis anymore. He'll ask her questions. She just doesn't even answer anymore.
She's got that, the Magic Keyboard, which, by the way, she ordered the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil too, before she ordered the iPad Pro. And they were sitting here for months just waiting, right? Because the thing was delayed. It was especially cruel, like sitting there, oh, I got a Magic Keyboard and I can't use it.
Does she use the pencil?
I don't know how much she uses that. Yeah, she had the original one too. And I said, oh, that's great. So now I can have the original. She goes, no. I'm like, what are you talking about? Well, that's what I said. She said, oh, I use it with my my other iPad Pro. I said, I'm not getting that? No, of course not. She keeps everything.
Oh, so she's like Airpun. She's got, Airpun's got 2 phones. She's got 2 iPads.
I'm going to get her a belt clip for the thing.
Yeah. That's what she needs so she can accessorize. You know what I mean? Now, if I may, I want to point you guys to two interesting web pages, one interesting development, okay? I was browsing the Apple subreddit, as I often do, and I noticed some information that I thought was curious, right? So we're talking about MacBook Pro and how it seems like it's going to be coming in very soon. And I noticed an interesting story pop up on Reddit. Now, I'm going to share my screen with you guys here, Lewis, through the power. I know I don't normally do this, but that way you'll be able to see just what the Rock is cooking. Here we go. And that's what I call myself now, the Rock. It's a term that I made up, and I'm like, how cool would it be if I was like, this is what I'm cooking, so people knew like what I was working on. It's this whole thing that I've been working on. It's pretty cool. So let me go into browser mode and check this out, guys. Where are we? Do I have this here? Here we go. So this is the MagSafe page that Apple had up. And by the MagSafe page, it's the support page, right? That Apple had up for troubleshooting issues with MagSafe. And you can see there's a whole line of different connectors here. There's the barrel type connector. That's ancient. That's not even used anymore. There's a T style MagSafe connector. That was the original one. Then there's the L style MagSafe, and then the new MagSafe 2, which isn't used anymore. And they have like troubleshooting directions and everything. Well, this was recently updated to this. So they completely updated the MagSafe page. And now you can see they've gotten rid of the barrel-shaped one. The page looks nicer. And then they have more current information on how to troubleshoot your MagSafe page, or how to troubleshoot any MagSafe issues that you're having, and diagrams of like what the MagSafe pins look like, all that stuff. So why am I showing this to you? Is it to bore you? Partly.
It worked.
I'm really wondering.
Why am I showing this to you? Well, because we know from all the rumors that we've heard that Apple is going to be putting MagSafe into the MacBook Pro. And isn't it curious that this page has suddenly been updated? What an interesting coincidence. Right as we're getting ready to hear about a new MacBook Pro, it seems, here we go. This is probably going to be updated when the new MacBook Pro comes out to include whatever new version of MagSafe. So they're prepping, they're getting ready for the MacBook Pro, or as I call it, the MacBook
Wow,
Pro.
smoking gun. It's basically confirmed.
Have you ever seen Naked Gun with Leslie Nielsen? I'm basically Leslie Nielsen's character, actually in many ways. And so there you go. This is just further affirmation that we are literally right around the corner from a MacBook Pro. And when we get it, come back to this page. Come back to this page and just see what old Earthster was talking about. There's going to be a new MagSafe connector here, and they'll probably drop one of these older ones since it will be ancient at that point. But through the power of my analytical mind, Lewis, does it ever cease to amaze you?
That is stunning.
The pieces
I
of the
never
puzzle
even
that I
saw one
put
of those
together.
barrel-shaped ones. How old was that thing?
Oh, dude, like the barrel-shaped one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This was like on one of the original like iBooks, I think.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that. It had a little light up ring.
Wow.
When you plugged it in, a little ring lit up around the edge.
I do vaguely remember that. Yeah. So it wasn't MagSafe though, was it? It was just they call it a barrel type connector. Yeah.
It plugged in, and it was like on a bronze. It was on a bronze colored. I can't remember the name of it now. Was it not a PowerBook?
Okay.
Wall Street, right? It was called Wall Street.
Oh, that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I have no clue what you're talking about. Wall Street?
That was the name of it.
Okay, I'm pulling it up right now.
Bronze.
Yeah, G3.
Okay.
G3, Apple PowerBook G3, Wall Street.
Apple PowerBook G3. I'm going to see if I can pull up a picture here. Oh, God. They had a bronze version of this?
I think so, yeah.
Sunset Gold.
Sunset. Wow. There it is. Okay, this must not be the same one. This is a different color. Anyway. Okay, so there you go. MacBook Pros.
God, look how chunky those things are.
Right around the corner.
Wow.
I know. It's only 2 inches slim.
Oh, wow. That is a trip down memory lane.
Yeah, no kidding. I just took you guys back to
when is this, like 96?
Wired days or something?
Yeah.
97 to 2001.
Isn't that when you hit your Guinness Book of World Records record, Lander, by getting your blood alcohol content up to 100%, right?
To 100%.
Like, was that at the same time?
Yeah, it was at an Apple press event.
You were like the original David Blaine, like body hacks to do things that seemed impossible. And they had to like put your body into like a deep freezer to like help it stay alive while you elevated your blood alcohol content and then brought it back down.
Well,
God, that was really an amazing feat you pulled off.
Years ago, when I was in the UK, I went with this photographer to some press event, and he drank so much beer he vomited on the floor. We both got thrown out.
Of the event?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ugly.
That is not good.
We were laughing though.
God, yeah, I bet you were.
Were you in college then?
Just out of college.
He's like, no, that was 2 weeks ago. What are you talking about? It's 2 weeks.
So this guy obviously didn't go to the right school.
No. He was a lot older than me too. I mean, he was like,
Jeez.
He was a hardened veteran.
Barely not hardened enough.
No.
I mean, I've seen that at like a whiskey festival, but not a press event.
God, it's when people drink it, like when people get into large groups of people drinking, it lots of weird things definitely happen. It reminds me of pictures I've seen from like Oktoberfest. Isn't there like a whole term in German for like people who've gotten too drunk? The beer liking. It's just the word alone evokes like images of beer zombies just wandering around, like not capable of actually making any sentences or taking care of themselves anywhere. The beer liken. Here comes the beer liken.
Awesome. People just face down on the grass
and by people you mean you.
Beer zombies. Yeah, pretty awesome.
Lederhosen up around the ankles. It's like, oh no.
Middle of the afternoon.
God, it reminds me of a story. I'm sorry, this is a tangent, but it seems relevant. I was hanging out with some friends, and there was this girl there that was hanging out with us, and we were at this bar, and we were all just kind of like drinking a little bit, and then she just was like standing there and talking, and then she just goes, blah, and just pukes right on the floor. And my cousin was there with me, and he's like, what did you do that for? Like the garbage can is literally like 2 feet away from her. It's like this big, like industrial yard waste garbage can, and it was just sitting right next to her, but she couldn't be bothered to walk the 2 feet over to it.
Ugh.
So she just went, blah, and then she just continued about her business, like her conversation, like nothing had happened.
Bootin' around.
Beer liking right there, dude. That's what you call perfect example of beer liking. All right, let's move on to this last story. Which
so are you still sharing that screen with the
oh, sorry, let me turn
YouTube
that off.
folks?
No.
Thank God.
Dude, I'm sharing.
Giving me a headache there.
I've got 2 screen shares going, one with you and one with them. They're doing different things. Lewis, I'm on a whole nother level when it comes to
I'm sure,
live productions.
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's talk about this last story. Where is it? Where did I put it? Here we go. Apple supplier launches non-invasive glucose monitor and health sensor tech. Now, this is something that we've talked about before, and if you'll recall, this company, they're called Rockley Photonics, so that's a great name. They have a partnership of some kind with Apple, and apparently their technology is potentially going to be coming to the Apple Watch, and we've talked about this technology before and just what it's capable of doing, and we were like, how is it going to do all this stuff? So let me just read you this, and you'll get an idea of what kind of health features might be coming to the Apple Watch, which would truly be revelatory. Does that word work in this context? It'd be a revelation, Lewis. Apropos.
Revelatory is great. Yeah, it's great.
Vis-a-vis. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, don't use that.
I just throw them all out there to see how much I can impress you guys. That really hype this up, okay? Vis-a-vis. Let us continue. Ergo. A new, quote, clinic on a wrist. I'm reading from Apple Insider, by the way. Digital health system from Apple supplier Rockley Photonics backs up expectations that the Apple Watch will ultimately gain non-invasive glucose monitoring. And right now, if you want to have glucose monitoring, like you either have to like prick your finger and take blood, or they have like these things that you can put in your arm. So it's invasive, right? It really, for people who have glucose issues, it's not a fun way to live, I don't think. Apple has reportedly been working on a glucose monitoring system for the Apple Watch for many years, with some rumors pointing to its inclusion in the forthcoming Apple Watch Series 7. They say this likely hasn't been considered based on the complexities of the technology, but a new release from Apple supplier Rockley Photonics may change that. The UK company, known to have a significant relationship with Apple, has announced what it describes as a full-stack wearable health system. And for those of you who are listening, we're showing a picture of it right now. It's kind of like it looks like an Apple Watch, except it doesn't have a screen, but it's like a bracelet that you wear. Let's see here. Expectations that the Apple Watch will ultimately gain. Okay, so we already talked about that it would possibly bring glucose monitoring. Apple has reportedly been working on a glucose monitoring system for the Apple Watch for many years. And I already read this part. Sorry.
God, I'm all over the place. Twice.
Yeah.
Let's run through it again.
Well, the article's so nice, I read it twice. Let me just go.
Lewis says.
This is the part I meant to read. Sorry. Lewis says, I'm just going to read that too. So this is from the press statement from the company. Rockley's sensor module and associated reference designs for consumer products integrate hardware and application firmware. Okay, here's the part I was trying to get to. I'm taking the long and scenic route. To enable wearable devices to monitor multiple biomarkers, including core body temperatures, blood pressure. That alone would be massive. Body hydration, alcohol. I got Lander Caney's attention now. Lactate, which I guess is how much milk is coming out of your nipples or something, and glucose trends, among others. So just think about that. You could measure body temperature, blood pressure, body hydration, alcohol content, lactate, and glucose, all with one piece of technology.
It
in your
sounds a
rest.
little bit kind of too miraculous, because I was reading about how hard it is to measure blood pressure
Yep.
without, using an inflatable cuff.
Mm-hmm.
They have all these different algorithms, and it's basically guesswork, and no one is able to get it, quite accurate enough.
Yep.
So, and then this one is claiming to do all of that plus non-invasive glucose monitoring and alcohol
and blood pressure. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. It seems like not one, but a half a dozen massive breakthroughs.
Yeah. Well, that's why this story I think is so huge, and it seems to be kind of underreported this week. They seem to have a working prototype. I mean, this may not even be a prototype. Let's see here. Let me scroll to the top here.
Is it something you can buy then? Is it on the market?
I
thought it said that it was available to partners so that they can test it and figure out how to put it into their own devices, the sensors.
Right.
But, as you point out, the thing is like the size of an Apple Watch. I think it's even using an Apple Watch Sport Band, right?
Oh, you're right. That is an Apple Watch Sport. Maybe there's an Apple Watch under there. Maybe that is an Apple Watch.
Yeah, it's just wouldn't that be something?
That might be the Series 7 right there. They just put a Rockley Photonics little cover on the screen.
On it, yeah. Yeah, the reason that this is so interesting, right, is that this company, when they filed to go public, I think it was, they had to do all the paperwork, and one of the things that was in their paperwork was our major not partner, but like the major company to buy stuff from us is Apple.
Yeah.
So.
Well, if it's that size already, are they going to slap another Apple Watch on top of that? Is it going to be like a double
stack? Yeah.
Double decker. That's going to be the model name. Apple Watch Series 7 double decker, y'all. So let me just read this last part here before we wrap up. Let's see here. You're wondering how it works, Lewis? Here's how it works. Ask and you shall receive. If Apple uses Rockley's technology in a future Apple Watch, it will work by generating a large number of discrete laser outputs from a single silicon chip. Now don't you feel silly? You didn't even consider the fact that it's going to be using lasers. The sensor non-invasively probes beneath the skin to gain health measurements. Rockley Photonics says that its system uses infrared photometers, to detect and monitor a wider range of health issues than the green LED system in most wrist devices. The company says that its system will allow it to analyze blood, interstitial fluids, and various layers of the dermis for constituents and physical phenomena of interest. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, just like if they're able to determine like when your blood pressure is X number, your blood vessels will dilate or constrict, X amount or something. And they're able to detect like interstitial fluids. So like the fluids moving around, maybe there is a certain viscosity related with certain glucose levels. I mean, I don't know. This is like tricorder stuff from Star Trek, right? I mean, when they just like scan you with it and they can tell you where you're at. All I'm saying is if this does come to fruition, this would forever cement the Apple Watch as one of the most iconic pieces of technology Apple certainly ever created. And it would be one of the most impactful pieces of technology that any company has ever made, because it would basically give all these people access to vital health markers that they may not otherwise have or are just unaware of, right? If you have, a lot of people have high blood pressure, they don't know it. A lot of people have glucose issues, they don't know it. A lot of people are at 95% blood alcohol content, and they need to bump that up to back to 98, 99, where they prefer to be. And so this would help you do that. Just think how easy your life would be, Leander, if you just could constantly make sure you were above that level you're trying to be above. You know what I mean?
I know it's crazy stuff. I mean, this is really is like Tim Cook, didn't he, a couple of years ago said that Apple's major, like when look, if 50 years in the future, if you look back on Apple's contribution, its greatest contribution is going to be in the health and wellness area.
Yep.
Forget like portable computers and Macintoshes and all that stuff. It's going to be this kind of stuff, and it is. I mean, if this stuff works, if it really does work, it would be astonishing, wouldn't it? It would just be absolutely amazing to have this kind of access to this. And then I was also reading about didn't the FDA just approve a recent blood test for cancer, for all kinds of different cancers?
I didn't hear that.
So I think I'm not really sure. I don't know how they use that, but I mean, if the Apple Watch at some point in the future started doing that kind of thing too, monitoring for disease and ailments, which would be the next, it would be logical, wouldn't it? And if they can take that kind of stuff using this kind of technology, man, I mean, this will literally save your life.
Yeah, and maybe Tim Cook. Well, not maybe. Tim Cook certainly knows something that we don't know, and he knows what's in development, right? I hope he knows more than us.
He better.
I mean, he may not. We know a lot of stuff. We break a lot of news here on this show, so it is possible that we're at least on the same level. But he's looking into the future, right? He's using those squinty little Tim Cook eyes to peer into the future, and you're not sure if he's mad at you, or if he's just like peering into the future, right? Because he's like, I see something, y'all. It's out there, and he's seeing the technology that's coming down the line. And if he's really excited about the health-related features that might be coming to Apple products, there could be some exciting stuff on the way. And certainly, if they added this kind of technology to the Apple Watch, it would be. I don't think it is an overstatement to say game changer. It would be a game changer. I mean, even if they raise the price of the Apple Watch to like $500 or $600 for like the base level model, it would be worth it because you would be monitoring all these levels of your health. It would just be incredible, truly incredible. All right, I'll stop rambling about this.
I just wonder how far off it is.
Well,
I mean, and I wonder what's coming this year. I mean, it pretty much sounds like the glucose is not coming this year, right? But we haven't actually heard any real solid rumors about what the new feature would be. I mean, redesign.
A new watch. Don't forget about new watch face.
Slightly squared off edges, right? I don't know. Earlier, it sounded like the glucose monitor might be coming this year, but lately it sure doesn't sound like it. Then again, I don't know. I swear to God, the Apple Watch is always more of a surprise than anything else. Like, what's it got in it?
Well, if they're launching this health tech for testing purposes now, then there's in all likelihood, there's no way this is going to be coming to Apple Watch. It seems like they're in the early stages of testing and giving it to developers to help them figure out how they can use this technology, or companies to see this technology is something that will work for them. So maybe the next Apple Watch, but even the notion that this is on the horizon, I think is pretty exciting. But I think we're going to go ahead. What? No, what?
I was just say, I mean, wouldn't body temperature be like the obvious next easy thing to do?
You would think, yeah.
And it's also one of the things that related to COVID, they're always saying like, it's a indicator that you might have a problem, right? So I don't know. That's if I had to pick one thing out of all those things on that list that they might be able to get into the next version, that's what I would think. But I don't know. Who knows?
Lewis says, you heard it here first, folks. And last in the middle.
What is it?
Lewis is saying, who knows?
Anything could happen. And with that bit of knowledge, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up there. That's all the CultCast we have for you guys this week. If there are other bits of wisdom that you desire, you can come visit us on Twitter. I'm at Erfon, ERFON. Lewis is at Lewis Wallace. And Leander is at L. Caney. This has been the CultCast, the best 30-plus minute Apple conversation you're going to hear all week long. New episodes of the CultCast come out every Thursday night. I want to thank everyone for listening. Thank you for watching live, and thank you for your We Need More Sniff sounds on our iTunes ratings. We got a bunch of those. We've been reading through them. We were cracking up. So thanks for those. We need your 5-star rating, so head on in there and let everyone know that we're way better than the Vergecast, which is, is just frankly true. Where am I? All right, new episodes of the CultCast come out every Thursday night. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time. Any final words there, Papa Smurf?
I'm just not going to respond to that. Oh, wait, I just did.
Did you say I found a blue lobster the other day in Massachusetts?
Another one?
Oh, another one.
I mean, every now and then they pick one of those things out of the water,
Oh,
right?
They do. They're common.
I heard that.
I would not call them common. I think they're quite uncommon, but you tend to hear about it. Somebody finds one.
I heard
Did you
that.
eat it?
They got this out of the ocean and not out of one of those porta potties, right?
It was.
Oh God! What a horrible image.
Can you imagine? You're in the little honey pot and you hear something splashing around.
Yeah.
Oh God, terrible.
How did
Well,
my
apparently,
lobster get in
I
there?
just saw a picture of you can get land lobsters, which I never even knew existed.
That sounds like a euphemism too.
Nope.
Anything
I
like
saw
Rocky
something-
Mountain oysters?
What are those?
Still
Oh, there's
Alright.
it. Yeah.
I'm ending the stream.
What's a land
This
lobster?
show's immediately dropped
Sure,
40%.
it's a real thing. So, Lewis, did we do a story about this Rockley